I need to talk to you about intuition. This post is about intuition, and it's a very serious post. A lot of people think, or you may think intuition is about a gut feeling. Intuition is spiritual, and intuition is something so magnificent. It's a gift. It has to be a gift because it's by design. But what is intuition? How do you know the word if you don't know the word? Intuition, it means spiritual perception. To perceive the spirit. Spiritual perception. And I know a lot of people will say, my intuition saved me so many times. My intuition, I was about to go here, but it told me to go home. Great. Okay. So I'm going to give you the real deal about intuition. So you know what it is, what it isn't, and a little bit more. Okay. How do you know the word if you don't know the word? In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. So words are important. Learn the definition of words, discover the pattern of its application, and woo, your whole world will shift. That's what I do. It's literally what I do. So, intuition, it means spiritual perception. There are more spirits than just good. There are also bad spirits. So then that must mean the equation must encompass demonic spirits as well. There's good and there's bad. There's holy spirits and then there's demonic spirits. So then there's a thing called holy intuition and then there's demonic intuition. We kind of only want to say there's a thing like intuition is only here to protect us. Actually, you could be looking at demons and obeying demons. So in spirit, what you don't know is that what you pay attention to provides. What you pay attention to provides. Your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset, period. There's no greater asset other than attention in spirit. In spirit. I'm not talking about physical, in spirit. And don't think that you understand how to navigate spirituality, the spiritual world. You don't. Let's start with holy intuition. Okay? Holy intuition. Holy intuition, intuition, there are two main types. There are two main types. Just like there are two main types of energy, there are two main types of energy, there are two main types of intuition. Holy and demonic. Holy and demonic. And let's call those branches. Okay? Just seeds. Let's call those seeds. Okay? So those are seeds. And those seeds grow into trees. Okay? We have a holy seed, and it grows, and it grows into a tree, and there's all these things that grow from trees, and then there's a demonic seed. And that demonic seed grows, and there's a whole bunch of things that grow there too. Okay? And if you didn't know, I'm Team God, Team Yahweh, Team Jesus Christ, the Alpha and the Omega. I'm not, just because I mention a demon does not mean that I'm worshiping that or I'm advocating for you to worship that at all. Just because we speak does not mean we become, okay? If you say the word computer, it does not mean that you will become a computer. If you say the word cow, it does not mean that you are going to become a cow. It's bonkers. People are so like hyper vigilantly, irrationally cautious. You've got to use discernment. Okay? Anyway. I'm a little irritated. Okay, but we're gonna get through this. The seed, the holy seed that grows the intuition tree, called holy intuition, it branches off into many different types of intuition in the holy tree. It's just an example, okay? It's the best way I can describe it. And yes, it's real. Okay, yes, it's real. And excuse my cranky chair. Cranky's not even a word, I don't think. Yeah, it is, but it means attitude. Anyway, so there's the holy tree, holy intuition. Many types of branches that go off of that tree. The holy intuition, it branches off in many different ways. So things like pain. Pain is holy intuition. You may not have known that. There's growth. There's productivity. There's sex. There's creativity. There's joy. There's praise. There's a bunch of things. Okay, there's abundance. All of this stuff is holy. Excuse me. Please forgive me. All this stuff is holy intuition. And what ends up happening is we have access to that. We do. We have access to that. Now let's go over to the other side. I have the hiccups for some reason. I don't like hiccups. Okay, so now we are in the place of demonic intuition. Okay, demonic intuition. We have the seed that grows a tree, and all these for the demonic intuition side. And what ends up happening is that tree also have branches. There's a bunch of intuitive branches of demonic intuition. Some things like worry, ambition, curses, envy, jealousy, okay, destruction. There's a bunch of demonic types of intuition. Now, if you don't believe me, so let's say you're driving down the road, you hit a stop sign, and you see this nice, pleasant old lady. She's walking across in the crosswalk. She's walking, and then all of a sudden, in your mind, you get something that says, "Run her over. Run that old lady over." You haven't ever been in a fight in your life. You're not violent. You haven't killed anybody. Why is this even coming up? This isn't you. Of course you would never do that. But you see that it's there. That's intuition. That right there is demonic intuition. It's that influence, that push, that urge. On the other hand, you could be walking through the grocery store, and you have an old lady, in the broccoli section, or in like the produce section, and you just want to say, "I love you. Thank you for your life," and that's it. Something is telling you to do that. That's holy intuition. Okay? So before I continue, I need to tell you what is intuition what isn't intuition? Emotions. Emotions are not intuition, but how do you tell the difference between the two? How do you tell the difference between intuition and emotions? Well, how do you know the word if you don't know the word? The word. Okay, so emotion means social agitation. It means social agitation. That's it. So there's clues in that definition. By definition, social, to be social, you at least need some other people there, human beings. You can't be social as a human with trees. You just can't. With dogs, I'm sorry, you just can't. They have a community. They can commune with their own kind. Communion or a community is like a wrangle of like-minded things. Okay? So like when you have a community of plants, you might have a corkscrew plant. You might have a a rose bush. You might have this or that, whatever. That's a community. You're not part of that community. Community, it like indicates likeness. Somehow you are like this. Okay. So emotions, social agitation. There needs to be some other human there. Okay, there needs to be some other human there that sparks this energy. Okay, so emotion is always a product. Number one, emotion is always the aftermath of something. But that something has to be in reference to another human being. Maybe you were thinking about this person. Is your grandma, a friend, somebody online? Or maybe it's somebody in person, your wife, your husband, your children, your coworker, okay? So emotion, okay? Intuition is always before the event. And it has nothing to do with communion, like another human being. So I could be in the grocery store and I'm just walking and I'm looking at cereal, and something is telling me to go get some broccoli, go get some carrots, onions or something from the produce section. And I walk over there, and what ends up happening is an old lady comes, and it's like water, it just flows. I have to tell this old lady that I love her and that I thank you for your life. Thank you for your life. And I walk on. That's intuition. That right there is intuition. Okay? So emotion and intuition. And you can 100% come back in this video if you want. Next. Okay? Next. How do you experience intuition? Well, intuition, since it's before, it's kind of like when you jump in a pool of cold water. You know, you jump in the pool of cold water. What do you feel? Probably chills, goosebumps. Yeah. You know, it takes your breath away. You know, all that. So intuition happens faster than you can think. It happens faster than electricity, faster than light. Okay? We only are able to detect it by the fruit of its labor. I know it's kind of complicated, okay? But it's still very true. So, in real life, what does intuition look like? So let's start with holy intuition, since God is always first. Joy is a branch of holy intuition. So let's say you wake up in the morning, and you are hopeful. You're full of hope. You're like, man, I just feel like today's going to be a good day. I feel like I'm going to be able to finish the chapter that in my book that I'm writing. Today, I feel like if I talk to my mom, it's going to be a great day. I feel like today my dad's going to be nice to me. Like whatever. So hope. I'm talking about hope here. Hope is intuition. But when you are looking at joy, you experience hope. Kind of like there's a cold body of water and you jump into that cold water, you experience that chill. When you are looking at joy, you experience hope. Hope is a byproduct of joy. And this is, I sincerely hope this is resonating with you. Let's go to demonic intuition. So, the devil is here to do three things: to steal, kill, and destroy. To steal, kill, and destroy. That's the three reasons why the devil is here. Okay? On your life. Okay? On your life. So, what this means is a type of demonic intuition is destruction. So a type of demonic intuition is destruction over your life. So if you are trying to build your online course, I just want to thank God right now for everything. I want to thank God for everything in my life. I want to thank God for you listening to this far. I want to thank God for all of everything. Okay? And I want you to open your mouth right now, and I want you to thank God for your life as well, right now, in the moment. Thank you. Okay. Now, when you are observing, remember, spiritual perception is what intuition is. And if you didn't know, if you did not know, imagination is spiritual. It's not like Dr. Seuss Child's Play. Your imagination is spiritual. Okay, you just don't know how to manage it. And all my resources are in the description below. Trust me, I have a mini course on you mastering your imagination, amongst other things. Okay, but so when you let's say you are deciding on building a mini course, and in this mini course, once you start typing and deciphering and problem solving and doing all this great stuff, you get an image in your head, and this image says nobody's gonna buy it. It's dumb. It's too hard. That's spiritual warfare right there. Number one, because God told you to build it. God told you to write the book. God told you to go work out. God told you to do this, and now you have this opposing factor in there. That's spiritual warfare happening. Legit, literally, that's spiritual warfare. But what ends up happening is most people don't know that. Okay, so when you get the opposing image of destruction for your purpose, for your goal, for what you're trying to do, the task at hand, what ends up happening is you start to worry. Okay, when you observe destruction over your life, you then you will worry. Worry is demonic intuition. Worry is demonic intuition. You are number one, you're obeying a demon or the devil and how they are instructing you to go. Okay. Number two, you are worshiping those same demons. Worry is demonic worship. Okay. Hope is holy worship. When you have hope, you are worshiping the angels here that are around you, guiding you, protecting you, inspiring you. Okay? So it works on both sides. Okay? Again, I think I'm going to sign off here. But intuition. It's not just for men or women. There's no such thing as a woman's intuition. That is not true. That is not true. Men and women both have the same intuition. I have access to worry just like you do as a woman. It is what it is. Okay? And you know what? There's one last thing. It's a little bit technical. But now that we know that both sides of intuition have branches, there's many types of demonic and holy intuition. Each branch has leaves, has beautiful leaves, green foliage that opens up and it unrolls and it shows itself. This is a leaf right there. That leaf we call awareness. Okay? Here's what you didn't know. And if you stayed this far, I'm about 20 minutes in. If you stayed this far, here's a strong nugget for you. When you say that, or when you feel that you're connected to somebody, spiritually, that connection is you are sitting on the same intuitive branch as somebody else. It could be holy or demonic. You might be sitting on the same branch of worry as the other person, or as of hope, or ambition, or praise, or jealousy, or whatever. Okay, you might be sitting on the same branch, and now that branch is sprouting leaves. The leaves are called awareness. Okay, this is what awareness is. Awareness is intuitive communication. It's when that branch of intuition starts to communicate to you. So if you are connected to me and we're both sitting on the branch of worry, a leaf might pop up called awareness, and you see the leaf that belongs to me. That leaf won't say, this is not for me, this is for you. Like that, it just shows itself. That's why it's aware. You are now aware of it. There's no direction there. Okay? I sincerely hope this is making sense. So like when you are sitting and when you are connected to somebody, this is what people call soul ties. When you are connected to somebody, good or bad, holy or demonic, what ends up happening is you can see into their life. Now, if you are able to decode it or not, that's up to you. The people gifted to decode that are teachers, prophets, apostles, fortune tellers, tarot card readers, all this stuff. Now, you can serve the God that you want to. The equation is still the same. If you are able to detect and decode the leaf on the branch of intuition called awareness, then you are gifted. More than likely, you're gifted in one of those things. I am a teacher. I have the gift of teaching. Jesus was a teacher. Osho is a teacher. Buddha is a teacher. Krishna is a teacher. Okay? Now, that's a nugget. You can rewatch it and decipher it if you want. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Not a terribly long video. I love you all. Love is the only way. Be sure to check my resources below. Please. I have free and I have not free. But you can't say nobody's not giving you a blueprint. Okay? If you didn't know, now you know.